Welcome back to Inner Power Audio. If this is your first time here, treat this video as a quiet space for yourself. A place where you can step away from the noise, the notifications, the endless scrolling, the pressure, and that lazy voice in your head that keeps whispering, "Just start tomorrow." As you listen, if something hits you in the right place, save this video and come back to it when you need to reset. And if you want more content like this, you can subscribe to Inner Power Audio. Not because one click will change your life, but because sometimes the right message, heard at the right time, can bring you back to the person you almost forgot you were becoming. Now, be honest with yourself for a moment. How many mornings have started the same way? You wake up, you reach for your phone, you tell yourself you are only going to check one thing. One message, one notification, one short video, one quick scroll. But 1 minute turns into 10. 10 minutes turn into 30. And before your day even begins, your mind has already been dragged through everyone else's life. You have not done anything meaningful yet, but somehow you already feel tired. You have not worked on your goals yet, but your brain is already filled with noise, opinions, images, comparison, messages, news, other people's success, other people's problems, other people's lives. And then comes the guilt. Why am I like this? Why do I know what to do but still avoid it? Why do I want to become more disciplined, more successful, more focused, but keep falling back into the same loop? You may not look like a failure from the outside. You still show up. You still answer messages. You still do your job. You still smile when people ask if you are okay. You still look like someone who has it together. But deep down, there may be a quiet feeling you carry every day. The feeling that you are a secret failure. Not because you have completely failed, but because you know you are living below your potential. You know there are promises you made to yourself that you did not keep. You know there are plans you wrote down but never followed. You know there are days when you could have done much better, but instead, you let the day disappear into distraction. You know where the problem is, and that is what makes it painful. Because if you did not know, you could say you were still learning. But when you do know, and you still do not change, the pain is different. It becomes a loss of trust in yourself. This video is not here to hype you up for 10 minutes and then send you back into the same cycle. It is not here to tell you that you must become perfect. It is not here to tell you that you must wake up at 5 a.m. every single day, or you are weak. It is not here to tell you to remove all pleasure from your life and live like a machine. No, the 5 a.m. dopamine reset is not about being extreme. It is about taking back control during the most important part of your day, before the world gets inside your mind. Because the truth is, you do not need more motivation. You have heard enough. You have watched enough videos about discipline. You have read enough advice about productivity. You have listened to enough audiobooks about success. You already know about habits, deep work, morning routines, time management, and self-improvement. The problem is not that you do not know enough. The problem is that your brain has been trained by cheap rewards. Social media gives you dopamine instantly. Short videos give you stimulation instantly. Notifications give you attention instantly. Planning gives you the feeling of progress instantly. Self-improvement content gives you the feeling that you are changing instantly. But real life does not work that way. A strong body does not appear after one workout. A successful career does not appear after one productive morning. Discipline does not appear after one motivational speech. Confidence does not return just because you think positively for 5 minutes. Everything meaningful has a delay. You have to act before you see results. You have to keep going before you have proof. You have to tolerate boredom before you reach mastery. You have to do the work before the reward arrives. And that is why cheap dopamine is so dangerous. It teaches your brain that the reward should come before the effort. But real success works in the opposite direction. Effort first, reward later. In this video, we are going to walk through a very simple but powerful reset. You will understand why you are stuck in the dopamine loop, why the first hour of your morning has so much power, how to build a 5 a.m. reset routine that is not complicated, not extreme, and not fake. And most importantly, how to rebuild trust in yourself, one morning at a time. Before we go further, ask yourself one question. If tomorrow morning you did not start with your phone, if you did not start with social media, if you did not start with the noise of the outside world, what version of you would finally have space to wake up? Hold that question. Now, let's begin. Chapter 1. How the dopamine loop is stealing. Who you could become. Dopamine is not the enemy. That is the first thing you need to understand. Dopamine is not bad. It is part of your motivation system. It helps you want things. It helps you move toward goals. It gives you anticipation. It gives you drive. It gives you a reason to act. Without dopamine, you would not feel pulled toward progress. So the problem is not dopamine itself. The problem is where you are getting it from. There is a type of dopamine that comes from effort. Finishing a workout, completing a difficult task, writing a page, solving a problem, learning a skill, cleaning your room, keeping a promise to yourself, doing the hard thing when nobody is watching. That kind of dopamine is slower, but it is deeper. It does not just make you feel good for a moment. It builds self-respect. It gives you the feeling that you are moving in the right direction. It reminds you that you are not helpless. But there is another kind of dopamine. Faster, easier, cheaper. You get it by opening your phone. You get it by scrolling one more video. You get it by checking who texted you. You get it by refreshing your feed. You get it by buying another course. You get it by watching another success video. You get it by planning your future without actually building it. And in a few seconds, your brain feels rewarded. But you have not moved forward. That is the trap. You can feel inspired without changing. You can feel productive without producing. You can feel like you are learning while still avoiding the work. You can consume self-improvement content all day and still remain the same person in your behavior. This is one of the most dangerous forms of procrastination. Procrastination disguised as personal growth. You are not wasting time on random entertainment. You are watching discipline videos. You are listening to success audiobooks. You are studying morning routines. You are researching productivity systems. You are learning how winners think. And because the content feels useful, you convince yourself that you are moving forward. But if your behavior does not change, your brain does not care how intelligent the content is. Your brain learns from repetition. If you repeat avoidance, you become someone who avoids. If you repeat procrastination, you become someone who procrastinates. If you repeat the habit of needing motivation before action, you become dependent on motivation. If you repeat the habit of touching your phone before touching your goals, you teach your brain that the outside world matters more than your inner direction. And then, one day, you wonder why you cannot focus anymore. It is not because you are broken. It is because your attention has been trained to fracture. Every notification pulls you away from yourself. Every unconscious scroll trains your brain to seek reward without effort. Every morning that begins with your phone hands control of your mind to an algorithm. Have you noticed what happens after you scroll for too long? Everything important starts to feel harder. Opening a book feels slow. Starting your work feels painful. Going to the gym feels inconvenient. Sitting in silence feels uncomfortable. Doing deep work feels almost impossible. Not because those things are meaningless, but because your brain has been trained by speed. Short videos change every few seconds. Social media gives you new stimulation instantly. News triggers emotion instantly. Messages create urgency instantly. Entertainment gives you escape instantly. But real life is slow. Building a skill is slow. Growing a business is slow. Changing your body is slow. Healing your mind is slow. Becoming disciplined is slow. Rebuilding trust in yourself is slow. And when your brain is addicted to fast rewards, slow progress feels like failure. That is the dopamine loop. It usually begins quietly. Wake up, grab the phone, scroll, feel tired, feel guilty, promise to change, watch something motivational, feel better for a moment, avoid the hard work again, feel guilty again. Look for another video to feel hopeful again. Do you see the pattern? At some point, motivation becomes a painkiller. It makes you feel better for a few minutes, but it does not fix the behavior underneath. That is why this video is not just here to motivate you. It is here to help you see the loop clearly, because you cannot defeat something you refuse to look at. So ask yourself, what are you using to avoid the thing you already know you need to do? Is it your phone? Is it social media? Is it entertainment? Is it more planning? Is it more learning? Is it waiting until you feel ready? Is it telling yourself, I will start seriously tomorrow? You do not need to answer out loud, just be honest. Because the moment you name your loop, you begin to take power back from it. You are not defeated because you lack information. You are defeated by the small rewards you allow to win every day. But here is the good news. If your brain can be trained in the wrong direction, it can also be trained back. And the best place to begin is not in the middle of a chaotic day, it is before the chaos begins. Chapter 2. Why 5 a.m. is the most powerful time to reset your mind. Let's be clear, there is nothing magical about 5 a.m. The number itself does not make you successful. A person can wake up at 5 a.m., grab their phone, scroll for an hour, compare themselves to strangers, check messages, get distracted, and start the day already mentally drained. That is not discipline. That is just waking up early to get distracted earlier. So the point is not simply waking up at 5 a.m. The point is what you do with the space that exists before the world reaches you. 5 a.m. is powerful because it is quiet. It is one of the few times in the day when almost nobody is asking anything from you yet. No emails, no messages, no deadlines shouting at you. No social media pulling you into someone else's life. No noise, no performance, no outside pressure. For a short window of time, you belong to yourself. And in a world that profits from your attention, that is rare. Most of the day, you are reacting to messages, reacting to work, reacting to other people's needs, reacting to notifications, reacting to stress, reacting to emotions, reacting to whatever appears in front of you. The more you react, the more life starts to feel like something that is happening to you. You are busy, but not directed. You are moving, but not always forward. You are doing things, but not always the things that matter most. That is why the morning matters. The morning is where you can choose before you are chosen for. When you wake up and do not touch your phone, you are making a simple but powerful statement. The world does not get access to my mind immediately. Think about that. When you wake up, your mind is like an empty room. If the first thing you bring into that room is social media, you invite in hundreds of voices. The voice of comparison, the voice of urgency, the voice of other people's success, the voice of other people's opinions, the voice of fear, the voice of desire, the voice of distraction. And before you ask yourself, what matters today? Your mind is already filled with things that were never yours to carry. But if you protect the first hour, something different happens. You create enough space to ask better questions. What actually matters today? What am I avoiding? What is the one thing that would make this day valuable? What kind of person do I want to be when nobody is watching? These questions are simple, but they move you from reaction to direction, and that shift changes everything. A reactive person asks, what is happening to me today? A directed person asks, what am I building today? That is where discipline begins. Discipline does not begin when you feel motivated. It begins when you choose a direction before your emotions choose one for you. There is another reason early morning is powerful. Nobody applauds you at 5 a.m. Nobody sees you wake up. Nobody praises you for not checking your phone. Nobody celebrates you for writing 3 lines in a notebook. Nobody gives you a trophy for doing 25 minutes of focused work in silence. And because nobody sees it, it becomes real. The real you is not only the person you present when others are watching. The real you is the person who appears when nobody is there to reward you. When nobody checks on you, do you keep your word? When nobody praises you, do you still do the work? When nobody would know if you quit, do you continue? When nobody is watching, Do your standards still exist? Early mornings answer those questions, not with words, with evidence. If you wake up and keep a small promise to yourself, you send a signal to your own mind, I can still trust me. And that matters more than most people realize. Real confidence does not come from telling yourself you are amazing. It does not come from pretending everything is fine. It does not come from motivational quotes. It does not come from imagining a perfect future. Real confidence comes from evidence. Evidence that you do what you say. Evidence that you can choose the hard thing. Evidence that you can act without feeling ready. Evidence that you are not completely controlled by comfort. Every morning is a chance to create that evidence. It does not have to be dramatic. One morning without your phone, one page written, one workout, one focused work session, one clear decision, one promise kept. You may think, but what can one morning really change? One morning may not change your entire life, but one morning can change the direction of one day. One better day can change how you see yourself. And enough days like that can change your identity. Do not treat 5 a.m. like a test of whether you are strong enough. Treat it like a training ground. Every morning, you train the ability to choose what is right before what is easy. Every morning, you train the ability to begin before you feel inspired. Every morning, you train the ability to sit with your own goals before the world gives you distractions. And what if you fail? What if you oversleep? What if you check your phone? What if you miss the morning? Then you do not turn it into a reason to quit. You come back the next morning. A disciplined person is not someone who never falls off. A disciplined person is someone who returns faster. Remember this, your morning does not decide your entire life, but it does decide who gets control of the first part of your day, you or the outside world. And if you want to reclaim your life, start by reclaiming your morning. Chapter 3. The 5 a.m. Dopamine Reset Ritual. Now let's get practical. If you are listening to this as a tool, this is the chapter to pay attention to, because this is the part you can use tomorrow morning. The 5 a.m. dopamine reset does not need to be complicated. You do not need a perfect room. You do not need an expensive journal. You do not need a new app. You do not need a complex routine. You do not need to turn your morning into a 2-hour performance that you secretly dread. You only need a structure simple enough to follow, even when you do not feel motivated. Because the goal is not to create a perfect morning. The goal is to take control before cheap dopamine takes control of you. Step 1. No phone for the first 60 minutes. This is the foundation. No messages, no social media, no email, no short videos, no news, no checking who posted what, no letting other people's lives enter your mind before you return to your own. If 60 minutes feels impossible, start with 30. If 30 feels too hard, start with 15. But start. Because the first thing you touch in the morning quietly teaches your brain what matters. If the first thing is your phone, you teach your brain that reaction comes before direction. If the first thing is social media, you teach your brain that other people's lives come before your own priorities. If the first thing is messages, you teach your brain that outside demands come before inner clarity. But if the first thing is silence, water, light, movement, breath, writing, and one difficult action, you teach your brain something different. I decide how my day begins. Make this easier the night before. Do not sleep with your phone next to your bed. Put it across the room. Put it outside the bedroom if you can. Use a real alarm clock if possible. If you have to use your phone as an alarm, place it far enough away that you must stand up to turn it off. Do not trust your sleepy self. That version of you will always choose easy. It will say, just check one thing. It will say, maybe there is something important. It will say, I am too tired today. It will say, I will be serious tomorrow. It will say, it is only a few minutes. But you already know where those few minutes lead. So design your environment so the weaker version of you does not win so easily. Step 2. Wake up your body without artificial stimulation. After you get out of bed, drink water. That is it. Do not overcomplicate it. Drink water. Open a window if you can. Get some light. Move your body a little. Stretch. Walk around. Take a deep breath. Exhale slowly. You do not need a brutal workout right away. The goal is not to prove how tough you are. The goal is to bring your body out of sleep without throwing your mind into chaos. Some people make their morning routine so complicated that it becomes another source of stress. Meditate for 30 minutes. Run 5 miles. Journal for an hour. Read a book. Take a cold shower. Plan the whole day. Do breath work. Lift weights. Study. Do deep work. All of that can be useful, but if you are burned out, do not turn your morning into another impossible standard. Start simple. Water, light, movement, breath, a body that is awake, a mind that is not yet polluted by noise. Sometimes lasting change begins with actions that are not impressive. Step 3. Write 3 lines. Not a long journal entry, just 3 lines. First line. What am I not allowed to run from today? This question matters because most people do not fail because they do not know what to do. They fail because they know and still avoid it. You know the task. You know the conversation. You know the project. You know the habit. You know the decision. You know the thing that has been draining your self-respect. Write it down. Do not judge it. Just name it. Second line. What is the one thing that would make today valuable if I completed it? Not 10 things. One thing. The thing that, if completed, would make the day feel like it was not wasted. Maybe it is a work session. Maybe it is studying. Maybe it is training. Maybe it is writing. Maybe it is finishing a plan. Maybe it is cleaning your space. Maybe it is making the call you have been avoiding. Maybe it is starting the thing you keep delaying. One thing. When you choose too much, your brain looks for an escape. When you choose one clear target, you reduce chaos. Third line. What kind of person do I want to be when nobody is watching? This is an identity question. Not what do you want people to think of you, who do you want to be when there is no audience? A person who keeps their word? A focused person? A calm person? A person who does the hard thing first? A person who does not let comfort make every decision? A person who refuses to abandon themselves? Write it down. Not beautifully, honestly. Step 4. Do one difficult thing for 25 to 45 minutes. This is the core. After you have avoided the phone, drunk water, moved your body, and written 3 lines, you need to do something with resistance. Not something easy. Not something that only makes you feel busy. Not reorganizing your task list. Not watching another tutorial. Not looking for motivation. Not preparing to prepare. One real difficult thing, something that you know would change your life if you did it consistently. Study, write, train, build, practice, work on your project, solve the problem, create the content, clean up the mess, do the deep work. Set a timer for 25 minutes if you are just starting. During those 25 minutes, no switching tabs, no checking messages, no opening social media, no looking for better music. No walking away because you feel uncomfortable. No waiting until it feels good. Just work. In the first 5 minutes, your brain may resist. It will say, "This is boring." It will say, "This is not working." It will say, "You are not ready." It will say, "You need more preparation." It will say, "Do it later. Let it talk." You do not need to argue with laziness. You just need to stop obeying it. This is important. You do not defeat yourself by feeling powerful. You defeat the weaker part of yourself by acting while it is talking loudly. Every time you do the difficult thing before the easy reward, you retrain dopamine. You teach your brain, reward comes after effort. Satisfaction comes after commitment. Confidence comes after action. Peace comes after doing what needed to be done, not the other way around. Step 5. End with one small commitment. After your 25 to 45 minutes of focused work, do not immediately grab your phone as a reward. Pause. Breathe. Look at what you just did. Recognize the evidence. Say to yourself, "Today, I did not betray this morning." It sounds simple, but it matters. Because you need evidence more than you need promises. You have made enough promises. You promised to change. You promised to get serious. You promised to wake up early. You promised to focus. You promised to stop procrastinating. You promised to start on Monday. You promised to reset next month. You promised to become better, but a promise without action makes you weaker. Every time you promise and do not follow through, you lose a little trust in yourself. But every time you keep a small promise, you rebuild that trust. Slowly, quietly, but really. If you are still listening, ask yourself, what is the first difficult thing you will do tomorrow morning? Do not choose the perfect thing. Choose the real thing, the thing you have been avoiding, the thing that matters, the thing that would make you feel like you are coming back to yourself. Write it down after this video if you need to, not to pressure yourself, but so that tomorrow morning you do not have to negotiate. The 5 a.m. dopamine reset will not turn you into a completely different person in one day, but it does something more important. It stops you from continuing to live as the weakest version of yourself. And sometimes, when you stop feeding your weakest version, your stronger version finally gets room to return. Chapter 4. Discipline is not a feeling. Discipline is design. There is one mistake many people make. They think discipline is a feeling. They believe that one day, they will wake up and suddenly feel ready. Ready to train, ready to work, ready to eat better, ready to turn off the phone, ready to read instead of scroll, ready to choose the hard thing before the easy thing. But if you wait until you feel like doing the right thing, your emotions will control your life. Discipline is not a feeling. Discipline is design. You do not build discipline by hoping tomorrow you will be stronger. You build discipline by designing an environment where the right choice is easier and the wrong choice is harder. This is what practical people understand. Systems beat motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Willpower is strong in the morning and weak at night. Inspiration can appear after a video and disappear after one stressful day. But a system remains. A phone placed far from the bed is a system. A clean desk is a system. A task written the night before is a system. Gym clothes placed near the door are a system. Distracting apps removed from the home screen are a system. Notifications turned off are a system. The more you rely on systems, the less you have to fight yourself. Here is the first rule. A disciplined morning begins the night before. If you sleep late, keep your phone next to your pillow, have no idea what you will do in the morning, leave your workspace messy, and fill your mind with stimulation before bed, you are setting a trap for yourself. Then you wake up and blame yourself for not being strong enough. But the truth is, you entered the morning with an environment designed for failure. If you want to wake up earlier, sleep earlier. If you want to avoid your phone, put it farther away. If you want to do deep work, choose the task before you sleep. If you want to exercise, prepare your clothes. If you want to write, open the document. If you want to study, leave the material on your desk. Do not make the morning full of decisions, because every decision is an opening for negotiation. What should I do today? What should I wear? Should I check messages first? Should I work now or later? Should I rest 5 more minutes? Should I make today easier? The more questions you ask in a weak state, the more likely you are to choose comfort. And remember this, the weaker version of you is a great negotiator. It does not say, destroy your life. It says, take a little break. Start tomorrow. You are tired. You deserve comfort. It is only one time. You can still make up for it later. And those reasonable-sounding sentences are often what keep you stuck. So design ahead. Design is not for weak people. Design is for people who are honest enough to understand that humans do not always act rationally. We act based on environment, habits, friction, emotions, and rewards. If the good thing is too hard to start, you will avoid it. If the bad thing is too easy to access, you will do it. If the phone is in your hand, you will check it. If social media is one tap away, you will scroll. If your desk is messy, you will delay. If the first task is unclear, you will look for something easier. So reduce friction for the good behavior. Want to write? Open the page the night before. Want to train? Set out your shoes and clothes. Want to study? Put the book on the desk. Want to work deeply? Turn off notifications before bed. Want to wake up early? Place the alarm across the room. Want to stop scrolling? Remove the apps from the home screen. At the same time, increase friction for the bad behavior. Do not keep your phone beside the bed. Do not leave addictive apps in easy reach. Do not keep notifications on for things that do not matter. Do not let the final image before sleep be social media. Do not let tomorrow morning become a battle between your goals and the algorithm. Here is another key point. Do not trust your tired self. Your tired self wants comfort. It does not care about your 5-year plan. It does not care about your potential. It does not care about the future version of you. It only wants relief right now. That is not evil. That is human. But you cannot let that version design your life. Let your clear-minded self build the track in advance. When you are clear, decide your bedtime. When you are clear, move the phone away. When you are clear, write the first task. When you are clear, prepare the room. When you are clear, remove the temptation. So when you are tired, you do not need to be heroic. You just need to follow the track you already built. This is what makes discipline practical. It is not always a battle. It is not always forcing yourself. It is not always using willpower. It is designing a life where your better self has an advantage. Imagine 2 mornings. Morning 1, you sleep late. Your phone is beside your bed. The alarm rings. You turn it off. You see a notification. You open it. Social media pulls you in. 30 minutes disappear. You feel guilty. You rush. You skip the important thing. The rest of the day becomes reactive. Morning 2, you sleep a little earlier. Your phone is across the room. The alarm rings. You stand up. Water is ready. The first task is already written. The document is open. You do not need to think much. You sit down and begin 25 minutes. These 2 mornings are not only different because of willpower, they are different because of design. So if you are serious about changing, stop only asking, how do I get more motivated? Ask, what is my environment training me to become? What is your bedroom training you to become? What is your phone screen training you to become? What is your evening routine training you to become? What is your morning routine training you to become? That question is more useful, because you are not just the result of what you want. You are the result of what you repeat. Discipline is not fighting yourself every day. Discipline is building a system where the right choice becomes easier than the wrong one. And when the system is strong enough, you do not need to be a hero every morning. You only need to follow the path your wiser self already prepared. Chapter 5. The feeling of being a secret failure. There is a kind of pain very few people talk about. It is not the pain of completely failing. It is the pain of knowing you could be better, but not living like it. That feeling is different. On the outside, you may look fine. You still do enough to get by. You still respond when people need you. You still work. You still show up. You still smile. You still look like a functioning person, but inside, you know there is a gap between who you are right now and who you know you could become. That gap does not always scream. Sometimes it appears quietly. At night, when you know you avoided the important thing again. At the end of a week, when you realize you consumed a lot but created very little. When you see other people moving forward and feel like you are starting over again. When you hear advice that hurts because you have heard it too many times before. When you look in the mirror and you do not hate yourself, but you also do not fully respect yourself. That is the feeling of being a secret failure. Not because you are useless, but because you know you are living below your own standard. And what makes it worse is that you can no longer pretend you do not know. You know the phone is damaging your focus. You know sleeping late is ruining your mornings. You know procrastination is weakening your self-respect. You know easy rewards are beating important work. You know you are using entertainment to avoid discomfort. You know you are searching for more motivation instead of doing the thing. You know, and once you know, every time you do not act, you do not just lose time, you lose a little trust in yourself. This is what most people misunderstand about confidence. Confidence does not only disappear because of big failures. It disappears through small, broken promises. You said you would wake up early, but you did not. You said you would train, but you skipped it. You said you would work on the project, but you scrolled instead. You said you would sleep earlier, but stayed up another hour. You said you would change, but waited for a better time. Every time that happens, something inside you remembers. Nobody else needs to know. You know. And because you know, your own words start losing weight. Eventually, when you say, "Tomorrow I will get serious," part of you no longer believes it. It has heard that sentence too many times. That is why positive thinking alone cannot fix this. You can tell yourself, "I am capable, I am strong, I will succeed." But if your daily actions keep proving the opposite, your brain will not believe your words. Your brain believes evidence. If you want your confidence back, create new evidence. Not through a dramatic life transformation, through one small promise kept. Tomorrow, do not touch your phone for the first 30 minutes. Do 25 minutes of focused work. Write 3 lines. Walk for 10 minutes. Sleep 20 minutes earlier. Complete one task you have been avoiding. That is all. But do it for real, because one small promise kept is more powerful than a huge plan abandoned. You do not need to hate yourself into change. In fact, self-hatred usually drains you more. It makes you change from shame, from fear, from pressure, from the feeling that you are not enough. And when you get tired, you return to the same loop to feel better. But you also cannot keep comforting yourself with soft excuses. You can have compassion for yourself and still demand more from yourself. You can say, "I understand why I am tired, but I still need to do the right thing. I understand why I want to escape, but I cannot keep abandoning myself. I understand why my phone is tempting, but my goals matter more than a few minutes of stimulation. I understand why change is hard, but hard does not mean optional." That is maturity, not punishment, not indulgence, honesty. You look at yourself and say, "I know I have slipped many times, but I am still responsible for the person I could become." If this part feels heavy, understand this: you are not alone. Many people live in this quiet state. They are not completely broken. They are not visibly failing. Nobody is calling them a failure, but inside, they know they are losing themselves through small choices, and through small choices, they can come back. You do not need a massive breakthrough. You need one morning where you do not abandon yourself. Because when you wake up, avoid the phone, write down what you are avoiding, and do one difficult thing in silence. You send a message to the deepest part of yourself. I am still here. I have not given up. I can choose again. I can trust myself a little more. That is how you heal the feeling of being a secret failure. Not by proving something to the world, but by proving something to yourself when nobody is watching. Maybe you have broken promises to yourself many times, but you do not have to continue that pattern. One small promise kept tomorrow morning can become the first brick, then another, then another, then another, and slowly, something changes. You stand a little taller. You look at yourself differently. You need less approval. You hate yourself less. You begin to feel, maybe I can come back. That is where rebuilding starts. You do not rebuild your life through one explosive moment. You rebuild it through mornings where you stop abandoning yourself. Chapter 6. Turn your morning into a new identity. The final goal is not waking up at 5 a.m. The final goal is not having a perfect routine. The goal is becoming a different kind of person. A person who no longer lets the first part of the day get stolen. A person who no longer needs cheap dopamine to feel okay. A person who no longer waits for motivation before taking action. A person who keeps promises to themselves when nobody is watching. This is the difference between a habit and an identity. When you say, "I am trying to wake up early," that is an action. But when you say, "I am the kind of person who protects my morning," that is identity. When you say, "I am trying not to scroll," that is an action. But when you say, "I do not let an algorithm decide the first state of my mind," that is identity. When you say, "I am trying to be more disciplined," that is a wish. But when you say, I am a person who does what I said I would do, even when it is small. That is identity. Identity is stronger than motivation, because when something becomes part of who you are, you do not have to argue with yourself as much. You do not brush your teeth every morning because you feel inspired. You do it because it is part of who you are. You do not need motivation for things that belong to your standard. So let the 5 a.m. dopamine reset become identity training. Not, I have to wake up early to be successful, but I do not begin my day in distraction. Not, I have to work hard so I do not fail, but I respect my future enough to do the difficult thing first. Not, I have to detox dopamine because social media is bad, but I choose deeper rewards over cheap rewards. When you see it this way, the morning is not punishment. It becomes a place where you vote for the person you are becoming. Every action is a vote. No phone, a vote for focus. Water and movement, a vote for self-respect. 3 lines of writing, a vote for honesty. 25 minutes of hard work, a vote for discipline. 1 promise kept, a vote for trust. 1 vote does not create a new identity immediately, but repeated votes do. If you want to begin, use this simple 7-day framework. Day 1 and Day 2. Wake up and do not touch your phone for the amount of time you choose. Maybe 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 60 minutes. Do not try to do everything, just break the old loop. You are teaching your brain that the morning does not belong to your phone first. Day 3 and Day 4. Add the 3 lines. What am I not allowed to run from today? What is the one thing that would make today valuable? What kind of person do I want to be when nobody is watching? Now you are adding clarity. You are no longer letting the day drift. You are choosing direction. Day 5 and Day 6. Add 25 minutes of difficult work. Choose 1 thing, not 5. 1 meaningful thing. Do it before consuming anything stimulating, before social media, before news, before videos, before other people's priorities. Let your goal receive your first energy. Day 7. Look back at the evidence. Do not ask, did I completely change my life? That question is too heavy. Ask, what evidence do I have that I am not exactly the same as before? Maybe you were not perfect, but you had 1 morning without your phone. You wrote down what you were avoiding. You did 25 minutes of hard work. You kept a small promise. You returned after slipping. That is evidence, and evidence feeds identity. If you complete 7 days, do not rush to make the routine harder. Do not turn it into a 2-hour ritual just because you feel excited. Keep it simple. One reason people fail is that after a small win, they immediately make the system too big. They start with 25 minutes and then decide tomorrow must be 3 hours. They wake up early for 2 days and then try to change their entire life at once. They feel motivated and write a plan so large that it exhausts them before they begin. Do not do that. Sustainable discipline is usually quiet. It does not need to be impressive. It needs to be repeatable. What you can do once is not as important as what you can repeat. A simple routine repeated 100 times is stronger than a perfect routine abandoned after 3 days. And when you repeat it long enough, something beautiful happens. You no longer feel like you are trying to become disciplined. You begin to feel, this is who I am. You do not need to convince yourself as much. You do not need a new motivational video every morning. You do not need to hate yourself into action. You act because it is your standard. That is when discipline becomes identity. And when discipline becomes identity, your life begins to change from the inside. Not with a dramatic explosion, but with a deeper kind of stability. You know what you are building. You trust yourself more. You are not as easy to pull away. You know that even if the world is loud, there is still one part of the day that belongs to you. So ask yourself, what do you want your morning to prove? That you are still controlled, or that you are coming back? That you are still procrastinating, or that you have started, that your promises mean nothing, or that you are learning to trust yourself again. You do not need to answer with words. Answer tomorrow morning with action. Do not try to win the world. Win the first hour. Before we end, Come back to the main point. You do not need to change your entire life overnight. You do not need to become perfect. You do not need to remove all pleasure, hate social media, become extreme, or turn yourself into a machine. You are human. There will be days when you are tired, days when you fall off, days when you wake up late, days when you check your phone before you remember your promise, days when you feel like you are back at the beginning. That does not mean you failed. What matters is whether you return. The 5 a.m. dopamine reset is not a rule you use to punish yourself whenever you are imperfect. It is a doorway. A doorway that opens at the beginning of the day, and every morning, you get a chance to walk through it. Not to prove to the world that you are strong, but to remind yourself that you still have a choice. Tomorrow morning, when the alarm goes off, there will be a very small moment. A moment between the old version of you and the new one. The old version will say, "Sleep a little longer, start tomorrow, just check your phone for a second. You are tired. It is not a big deal. You still have time." The new version does not need to say much. It only needs you to stand up. One action, feet on the floor, no phone, water, breath, 3 lines, 25 minutes of difficult work, one small promise kept. Do not underestimate that. Because sometimes life does not change through the big decisions everyone sees. It changes through the small decisions nobody knows about. The mornings when you do not quit. The moments when you do not scroll even though you want to. The minutes when you work in silence. The days when you return after falling off. The moments when you choose your future over instant comfort. You do not need to win the whole world. First, win the first hour. If you win the first hour, you create a different kind of day. If you create a different kind of day, you create new evidence. If you create enough evidence, you rebuild trust. And when you trust yourself again, discipline no longer feels like punishment. It becomes protection. Protection for the person you are building. If this video reached something real in you, leave a simple comment below. I reset tomorrow. Not to prove anything to anyone else, but to mark the moment for yourself. And if you want Inner Power Audio to create more videos like this, comment the next topic you want to hear. Maybe it is overcoming procrastination. Maybe it is rebuilding confidence. Maybe it is breaking social media addiction. Maybe it is deep work. Maybe it is discipline when you feel burned out. I will read your comments and choose the topics that can help the most in the next videos. For now, remember this. You are not a failure because you have slipped many times. You only truly fail when you decide not to return. And if you are still listening at the end of this video, then some part of you has not given up yet. Protect that part. Tomorrow morning, before the world wakes up, meet yourself again. No phone, no noise, no running away, just you. One morning, one small promise, one reset, and maybe that is where the stronger version of you begins to return.